So just in time for spring, we decided to take a look at some of those common products that you're going to use when you're out in your garden this spring. So these include things like watering hoses, work gloves, garden tools. The results of the study are available at healthystuff.org, which is a one-stop shop for information on chemical hazards in consumer products. If you go to healthystuff.org, you can find the results for all the garden products we tested. We're particularly concerned about garden products that have vinyl or PVC in them. PVC can have plasticizers in them called phthalates. Phthalates are hormone-disrupting chemicals that are released from vinyl products over time as the product ages. For this project, we screened 179 garden products. Over 70% of the products we tested had one or more chemicals of concern in them. We found lead and phthalates in both water hoses and gloves that exceed both national drinking water standards and the Consumer Product Safety Commission standards for these chemicals in other types of products. We tested a number of types of gloves, including these jersey gardening gloves that have these small grip dots that are made out of vinyl. The vinyl contains phthalates as well as over 2,000 parts per million lead. We particularly see lead in products like this that are yellow or green because lead can show up as a pigment. This is an example of many of the water hoses that we sampled. The body of the hose is made from vinyl material that contains plasticizers. The other component of the hose that I'd point out is there's also brass fittings, and a high percentage of the hoses we tested actually contained a lot of lead. So we know that phthalate plasticizers are used in hose material. Our question was, do these plasticizers actually migrate into the water? We did an experiment where we actually put water into the hose and let it sit there for 3 days, and then we collected a sample from the hose and sent it off to a lab to have it analyzed. Our test data shows that the BPA found in the hose water was at a level 20 times the drinking water standard, and phthalates were found in the hose water at 4 times the drinking water standard. And the water we sampled had lead at a level 18 times what is permitted in drinking water.
Well, as a grower and one who uses organic practices, our primary concern is creating an ecological system where all the members of our ecosystem can be participant members with each other, and part of that is creating a really healthy soil ecosystem, which is the foundation of our whole farm. Realizing that lead and other chemicals might be getting in there leads me to think that there might be a lot of other things that might be coming in from these products. When we are trying to build this ecosystem, which is based on this fragile microbial ecosystem in the soil, we don't want to be bringing in these industrial chemicals into the mix.
There's many actions consumers can take to address these hazards. Number one, avoid PVC. There's flexible polyurethane hoses, natural rubber hoses that are on the market that are good alternatives. Consumers should read the labels on the hose. If it has a California Prop 65 label on it, don't buy it. Never drink from a hose unless it's labeled lead-free or drinking water safe. Anytime you use a hose, you should flush it out before you use it. And don't let water stand in a hose in the sun. Higher temperatures can accelerate the release of chemicals from hose material. And if you have any concerns about your garden, we recommend having your soil tested. It's a good idea to check the nutrition in your soil, but also you can check for other lead hazards that might have been introduced to your soil, like lead paint.